The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. Good morning, everyone. You know, whatever time of day it is. I always say good morning. It's not even morning here. I don't even know why I say that. Welcome to the show. It's Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's Wednesday. Oh, man. Noah, how are you this morning?
Good. I have like my caffeine rush.
I know.
Right now.
I
It's
just
like
like
perfect
kind of
timing.
had mine. I'm like coming out of mine, but I'm getting. Whenever I start the podcast, I get back into like kind of a caffeinated frenzy. I'm just very excited about it. Yeah, I just spent a lot of time talking to Andrew. We kind of discussed maybe him moving out at the end of the year and getting a place nearby. And then I'm trying to wrap my head around like, okay, who can I convince to come live here with me in his stead? And like, I don't know. Anya and Matt were here this past weekend, and I'm like, I know that Anya and Matt were both like, it's pretty like. Oh, Anya was like, it's great here. Like she like looked at my neighborhood. She's like, you have a Starbucks, and like, I mean, that's really all we need. She's like, this is the cutest little like part of town, and like she was enchanted by it, and it's beautiful weather right now, and everything's just like looks idyllic. But you know, she should come back in like February and see if she still would want to be here. But it's also cold as fucking New York, you know? And so
Right.
I asked her yesterday, I was like, will you guys move here? Because she can't come visit as much as I want her to because, I'm losing so much hair. I just pulled out 3 strands. And before this, I was pulling out clumps. I mean, I didn't wash my hair from Saturday until yesterday. So I'm reasoning that a lot is coming out from that time. Not stressing out about it like I used to. It's going to be okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get her to move here. And I got Andrew to move here. And I'm thinking about who could I get to fill that bedroom. Because I could live alone. And I'll see how it goes maybe if he moves out for a little bit to live alone. But I'll probably want someone. Oh, there's the Band-Aid that I was looking for. It's on my shoe. I thought it went down my drain, and I was like, God damn it, that's going to clog. Yeah, it's just like I don't know who I could move in here and who I'd want to live with. It's quite a commitment. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do a living situation with Andrew. It's tough living with a best friend.
Yes.
You know, obviously, like, stuff has transpired between us that wasn't fun, but we got through it, and now we're pretty harmonious living together. But I don't know, when Kirsten was here this past weekend, I would wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. No, I would wake up in the morning or I'd come home at night. Like one night I went to the Rolling Stones concert the other night, and she didn't go, and I came home and everyone was already in bed, and the place was like, the counters were clean, like it just like looked like, I was like, oh, a girl lives here. Like it just wasn't, the surfaces were clean. There wasn't like smudges everywhere. And Andrew's a smudgy guy. And listen, I'm a stained person. It's been a while. And so I don't begrudge him, but it would be nice to live with someone who's super clean. That might impact me because I'm not as clean as a super clean person, but maybe I could learn a thing or two. But I would just like to, I'm almost nervous to live alone to see what I'm like left to my own devices. And by devices, I mean Apple TV and my Roku.
Have you thought about like rotating friends, like seasonally maybe?
Well, I need a friend who just needs temporary place to live, in which case they're homeless, in which case you know what I mean? Like I was thinking I would love to live with Kirsten, but this isn't college anymore. She's married. I'd love to live with you. You're in a partnership. You live with your, like everyone. That's why I picked Andrew. He was the only single friend of mine. I know Carlisle would be down because she lives in a studio apartment in LA with her boyfriend, and she's just they've been in this box together for a while, and I know that it would be a nice little change. So that could be something, or maybe I just need to make a new friend and bring him on in, or my mom can come stay for a little bit. I don't know. I do know about that. That's a no. But Maybe I can live alone and just have a third bedroom. And I can just get more animals. I don't know, but it's nice to have lived with Andrew for a year. Like that can't just go on forever. And I'm happy for him that he wants to because I even said, are you going to maybe move in with the GF? And he was like, I don't think so. I think it's too soon, but I think they might be talking about it. So, yeah, we'll see. I did go to the Rolling Stones. Did I talk about going to the Rolling Stones the other day? Oh, yeah, we talked about Turkey.
You did a little
Mick
bit.
Jagger. Yeah, that was like so. They did like a tribute to Charlie Watts, the drummer that passed away at the beginning of the show. It was their first show without him. It's the first show of this tour, and this is their first tour ever without him. And so that was wild. And it was just really cute. They were all just Mick's like holding Keith's hand and then the other guy. And they're all just like touchy-feely with each other and just sweet. I mean, they know each other better than anyone I know because they've known each other longer than I've been alive. So like their connection is something I don't even understand. And I hope Andrew and I go on tour someday and sell out the Dome or wherever I was. It was, I mean, if they're going on tour right now, go see it. It's worth it. I went to go see it because I was fucking so tired. It was the day after my show here. I worked in the recording studio all day long on Sunday. And I was like, I got to go to Rolling Stones tonight because my parents originally had really dope tickets from their friend who's like a commissioner of St. Louis. And then they couldn't go. And so they were like, do you want to go? And I'm like, I can't pass up the Rolling Stones. It's kind of like the thing that you go, they're not going to be around forever. Actually, I think Mick Jagger might outlive us, but you can't pass that up. And it ended up being really like Anya ended up going with me and so did Matt. And she was crying a lot. And not just because of the Charlie Watts tribute, but it's just, it's so cool to see their enthusiasm for these songs that they've been playing so much. I can't get out of my head in these kinds of things. That's why I don't like Broadway, because I just know that they do 9 shows a week. And I'm just thinking like how sick of this they are. I'm projecting because when I used to do plays, I'd be like, ugh, another one. And sometimes when I do stand up, I think that, not right now on my tour because I have so many jokes to pull from that I can switch it up for myself and make it not boring. But I don't know. Do you ever think about that when you go to watch a performance, like especially Vegas, like, you know, the people doing all the acrobatics with the long sheets and things, the Cirque du Soleil stuff. I'm like, God, they're so bored. And you almost like resent the enthusiasm of like your audience that's like, I hate the Blue Man Group. And they're just like, oh God, I've been drumming on these paint drums for fucking 2 decades. What am I, like, they're thinking about other things. They're not like present. It felt like the Rolling Stones, however, were present and they were enjoying it, even though there's no way that they were actually maybe, I don't want to say there's no way. I really doubt, like, how do you have enthusiasm to sing a song, Satisfaction, when you have been singing that every single day and you hear it everywhere you go? I mean, I've heard that song 4 times since I went to the concert, just like at restaurants and stuff. How do you have enthusiasm for it? How do you fake it and the audience goes, oh my God, he's really enjoying himself? But I mean, I think maybe they actually were excited because it was kicking off this tour. It was after COVID, but I don't know. That's why I don't go to Broadway shows, because I can't get out of the fact that they might not be enjoying themselves.
What if like Keith Richards and Mick Jagger just had like really, really shitty jobs at some point in their life, and they're just like so grateful they never have to do those jobs again, and that's how they keep it together?
You can't keep gratitude going that long for like perspective of a shitty job. I mean, they've been in a successful band since the 60s, you know? So it's like there's no way that they are like still like, man, I just go back to the days when I was, you know, working the register at Pita Pit. And there's just no way that they can still pull that. But I do think that were able to be happy. They were genuinely happy. I feel like I can see through bullshit. And I was able to have a good time because I wasn't in my head about like, oh, they don't want to be doing this. They're old. He just wants to like lay down for a second. Like, why is he still doing this? Who's making him do this? They all genuinely still seem to love it. But I guess I'm just projecting of like, I hate when I go get my hair done and the woman doing my hair is like, oh, I can't wait for the weekend. This week, it's just like, ugh. When people talk about like, oh God, I can't wait till this day is over. I'm like, you're still waiting on me, and you have to like. Now I feel bad that you're working. Like I just want everyone to enjoy the work they're doing, especially if they're working for me, so that I don't feel like bad for them. Like if I'm getting a massage and she's like, oh, I'm so looking for the weekend, I need a break. I'm like, you know what? Just take a break now because I know you're miserable massaging my foot or whatever. You know what I mean? Does that affect you when people complain like that? Like sometimes I listen to I don't know, even thinking that hearing Chandler on the Friends recap say, and I didn't even watch that, the Friends reunion, but he said he used to have like extreme anxiety about like, will this line get a laugh? Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm going to fail. Like he had whole seasons where he was not enjoying himself. He was just in hell. And now I go back and watch Friends and it's taken some of the joy out of it for me because I just know this person was miserable the whole time. And Taylor Swift, when she was on the 1989 tour, very, thin, friends with all these supermodels, you watch her documentary and that was like a really hard time in her life where she was like, starving herself, overworking, and just exhausted. And it's hard for me to look at that and like watch those concert clips and know that she was like in pain. It like takes something out of it for me, if that makes any sense. Do you relate to that at all?
Yeah, I if I'm interacting in person with I don't know, someone like a grocery store or something, and they just appear to be having a bad day, I don't get upset about it. I just kind of try to empathize and just understand, okay, I've been there, so I'll just let them have their moment and not ask too many questions or be a nuisance. But if there's someone, like I was thinking about the last time I went to Ace Hardware, and one of the employees helped me with like a wrench, and he just knew so much about it. And at one point I was just kind of like blacking out and not hearing him anymore because I didn't understand. But I was like, okay, just let him keep going. He's having a good time.
Yeah, that's so nice when someone really enjoys what they do like that. Like where you go, God, I could never muster any enthusiasm for this job, but these people seem to be enjoying it. There was an email that went out to everyone that lives in my building that said, October 4th is Maintenance Worker Appreciation Day. And so we're going to do like a bulletin board and have, like a celebration for everyone who takes care of this building. And this building is really well maintained. It's clean. It's just like clean. I don't know. Like the trash room is like spotless. Like it's rare that a trash room you feel like almost like it's a safe space to go into from my own apartment. I'm like, oh, I'm going to the trash room. It's going to be so clean and like smell good. So my building is like great and they do a great job. And this email went out that said, hey, if you want to write a message to anyone or like say anything to them, we'll post like the comments on the bulletin board. I don't even know what they're going to do with it. I skimmed the email, but I was like putting it off because I was like, oh, I really want to write like a really good thing to tell them. Like I want to spend a lot of time on it. And then I'm just putting it off because I'm like, I don't have enough time to make it as good as possible. So then I just opened up my email. I was like, just send off something because it's quickly approaching and I don't want to miss out on it. And I just wrote like, thank you so much for keeping our space clean and taking pride in your work, even if, it seems like something, I said something like, It shows that you guys take pride in your work. And I'm sure some people are like, I don't take pride in fucking vacuuming your hallway that I couldn't never afford to live here with how much I get paid to do this. And like there's part of me that goes, why should they take pride in this? Like I was saying the other day, when people bitch about KFC workers not being nice or Starbucks employees being rude, it's like, well, they shouldn't be nice. They don't get paid a living fucking wage. And I'm but I kind of felt like, don't just assume these people take pride. But whatever's going on, this building runs great. And I just wanted to make them feel, I love that my building's even celebrating them. It's so sweet because they are always nice and they are always nice to my dog. And I just wrote a thing and I'm wondering if I can like donate a gift card or something that I don't even know. I don't know how many there are because that's when you get into territory of like, then you got to buy all of these things. So I don't know what I can do, but I do. if everyone just did what they loved, we wouldn't have garbage men. But maybe there are people out there that love picking up garbage and love like the helping the community and keeping the community there. I'm sure there's people that are passionate about that, but not every job is going to be something that people can find purpose in, and a job that makes them not look forward to the weekend. Most people, even I, look forward to a break, even though I enjoy my job. So maybe I shouldn't take it so personally. I don't know. And again, maybe I'm just projecting, because I really am sensitive about when I'm on stage to not, if I'm having a bad day, I don't want to tell the audience. Or if I'm depressed, like back when I had to do our podcast last year and I was going through a terrible depression, I couldn't be anything about honest about the like being depressed. I don't think I could have maybe said, I hope I never said, I don't want to do this podcast right now. Like that, because sometimes I hear people making entertainment and they say like, I don't want to be here right now. I'm just like, then I don't want to listen to this. Like, then don't, because then what's the point? No one needs you to do this. And it's like, okay, well, I have a contract or whatever, but I just want my entertainers to be happy. I can't, but that's the bottom line. Like if I go to a show and I sense at all that they're like unhappy, that makes me so mad when you learn someone, I know of a couple people that are nightmares to work with, and on camera, they're just pleasant and fun. And then the camera stops and they're not cool. And that's a form of this, of like not being authentic or, and deceiving your audience. Like that's why I've made this tour with my best friends, because I want to be in the best mood for my audience. Because if I'm having a good time, even if I'm not funny, if I'm having a good time, they'll have fun. And that's not to say like some people just go on stage and get wasted and they're having a good time because they're wasted, but it's a sloppy show. But if you're not wasted, present, having a good time, you can honestly not be funny and people will still laugh and have a good time with you. The key is get to a place where you're enjoying it, and enjoyment is infectious. So and obviously that's why I designed this podcast to be something I always look forward to. And I truly have never dreaded this podcast, not even once yet. I mean, knock on fucking wood. I don't have any wood around me, but, count the stairs running up from my parents' basement, whatever that one girl did, superstition thing. It's such, I'm so privileged that I have a job that feels so good, and that I'm actually like, I look forward to going there in the morning. And by going there, I mean walking into the bedroom that is 1 foot from my door. Don't come and murder me. Not that gives the coordinates of where I live or anything, but please don't. Let's get Andrew in here and get into the rest of the show. Andrew! What up, dog?
Woo!
How's it going? How'd you sleep last night?
I mean, that outfit is electrifying.
What? Okay, thank you.
I didn't.
I bought it in Florida when we were there in West Palm. I bought it at Saks. It was a set.
It's fucking badass.
Thanks, man. It's a little too much, but I decided to wear it today.
I don't think it's enough.
Can you
I
describe?
think this is like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to describe it for our audio listeners. Maybe we give certain audio listeners like, hey, you got to go on YouTube if you want to see it in 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to know
So
what I
I
was
won't
wearing.
describe it at all.
No. You can describe it. It's hot pink.
I mean, I thought I
Spandex.
was describing it.
Oh, sorry.
It's hot pink, and it's spandexy,
Okay. Well,
and the shoulders are showing.
the shoulders are showing. You guys,
Your shoulders are
it's
showing.
a cropped tank top, and then that it's long, hot pink, and then it is a long, like leggings, also the same color.
I don't even think YouTube will do it justice though. Like might be the brightest outfit I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Where,
I mean, my
it,
spray tan is perfect, so it just looks like I can't wear this if I'm paling out, and so my spray tan's pretty popping right now. And I saw some picture. I put up a picture yesterday of me recording in the studio, and I looked really flat chested, and I just want to I think that people are going to be like, she stuffs her bra. So, and my boobs are kind of hanging out of this top, and I'm not wearing it to be like, look, I have boobs, but like, here's some fucking proof.
So you are wearing it to show you.
I'm not. I really am not doing that. It just happened. I was like, should I put on a bra underneath this? Then I was like, no, who fucking cares? But I didn't specifically do it. I just put on this and I go, oh, it looks like I have boobs. And I go, actually, that picture yesterday looked like I was flat. So I bet I need to inform the public.
I love that your tits are like flat earthers. Like they're like, no, she's flat. I swear it's flat. And they're like, no, they're round.
Oh my God,
they're
you're
round.
so right.
Yeah.
I mean, someday they like I was saying on the show the other day, when you're wearing a bralette with a shirt underneath it, like your boobs just lay flat. They look amazing naked flat, but like they lay flatter, and so from the side it looks like you don't have any chest. And not that having no chest is a bad thing. I just happen to have a chest, and
Do your
sometimes
tits hang more now than, like, do you feel aging in your tits?
No, I honestly don't.
Interesting.
I think they're only getting better with age.
Because my balls are like 145 years
Really?
old.
Are
Yeah.
they? Do you feel them sagging?
Oh, they're like an old mummy. They're just like, oh,
Really?
yeah, I guess I'll just drag on over here.
Is Brendan Fraser down there too?
Yeah, he's
Wait a
Encino
second.
Man.
Your balls. You do sometimes you look at them because balls are labia, right? And I
Yeah.
definitely feel like some times of the month my stuff down there is a lot more like, just like mummified, like you were saying. Like it's just like things are dropping, not dropping, but
I like that
grab-
mummies have no skin, by the way. But,
know.
but you get what we're saying. They just look like what's a good example of like
just like an old like a change purse.
yeah.
You know, like
Or like that dog
that was found in the rubble of 9/11.
What's that dog's face?
Dusty.
What's that dog that has a bunch
Schnauzer?
of like layers on
Oh,
their
yeah.
Sharpei or
A
something?
Sharpei. Yeah.
My balls are the Sharpei, like a Sharpei with nuts.
Were they always like that, or were there times that they were up? Do you feel them sagging over time?
I feel like, well, I mean, look, temperature has a big factor.
Exactly. That's the temperature, and like hormones make my vagina either like, or like, and horniness too.
So if you were going to sleep with a guy for the first time, what's your perfect vagina temp?
Cold.
Like, why is it 30 degrees in here? Because my pussy's so small.
No, I don't worry about that anymore. But because sometimes, I mean, I just feel like, God, there's things I want to say sometimes that I'm just like, no one needs to hear this. But
What?
I recently got into the idea of having a fat pussy. Like, I've never wanted my vagina to be described that way, but sometimes when I'm really horned up and there's been a lot of action and I've like, there's been like buzzing things down there and like things just like a lot of blood rushes down there and it gets like plumper, let's say.
It looks like a boxer's eye
Yeah.
after a fight.
Yes.
Yeah. Or a guy got stung by a bee.
Oh my God.
Looks like the end of that movie with the Home Alone kid.
Oh my God. And your asshole looks like Evander Holyfield's ear.
I wish it was that hot.
Yes, exactly. Like it looks like it's just like engorged more, and like just it's just like, and it's I like that now. Like when it's just like a little bit beat up, like where it's like it's not even like there's no sagginess to it. It's like plump, and some would say, "Man, your pussy's fat right now," and I'm like, "Thank you." I think that's hot because it also like makes more friction.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think any kind of fruit you eat, you like a plump fruit.
Yeah.
I don't want a pear or a peach that's falling apart. I want it to be filled with juices.
Yes.
Just like my lady. Just like me lady.
Yeah, so like
I guess when your vagina's plump, it's like a hard on. Your vagina's hard.
yeah, like when all the blood rushes down there, like you get I definitely get like you pumped it up like some, Nikes in the 90s.
Like a tire for your bike that you probably yeah.
Those were so cool. I was so jealous that girls didn't have those shoes.
They made them in women's.
Not that I saw. Not that I was allowed to get. Maybe my mom was like, they don't make them in girls, so that was why then I didn't get them.
That's why you have to shop at Payless and wear penny loafers without any pennies in them.
Yeah. Pay less.
What a weird shoe, huh? The penny loafer.
Would they put an actual penny in it?
Yeah, that's for a penny. I don't
It's
like.
for a penny?
Yeah, you
Oh,
put
because
a-
back in the day, a penny was like,
You were good to
you
go.
were good to go. We have a friend, Kyle Dunnigan, who has a bit about songs in the 20s and 30s that were like, well, I got a nickel in my pocket and I'm running around. And it's always like, if you, back in the 30s, there was a nickel in every song. If you had a nickel, you were good to go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it is interesting that no one came out with like the quarter shoe. Like, because back then, a quarter's too much to just keep in your shoe. You would need it every day.
And it would really weigh it down. Panties are so worthless.
Yeah.
Back to like this outfit. I can wear this on the podcast. I'm not wearing this out and about. It is
Why
so
not?
because it's
Too loud?
That girl wants to be seen. That girl wants attention. It's just too.
If you were in Miami, you could rock that.
Yeah, because everyone's dressing like that.
Yeah, you
In
wear all
St.
black
Louis,
in Miami. That would be.
I was
but yeah.
telling our listeners that we might be parting ways at the end of the year in terms of
Oh,
like if
you
you
already
move out.
You already mentioned.
No, we were just talking about like if you move out, you got to move out eventually. This isn't forever.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be forever.
And then go down in flames. No, I think we're leaving on a healthy tip. If I leave,
You don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 months.
that's true. That's a good
2
point.
months? Fuck. God. This year is passing by. Actually, this year's kind of crawled. I can't believe we've lived together for less than a year. It feels like way longer. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
I mean, I think people say that's a terrible thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like it's me. I've liked living with you.
I felt like time has flown here.
I feel like we don't get to watch TV enough as much as I wanted to. It just doesn't. Our schedules don't line up. Like I really wanted a partner in TV watching, and we did get through some good stuff. We did the morning show together. We did Love on the Spectrum the other night. We watched. You did not ever get on board with Bachelor in Paradise. I could not have a friend in you for that. I couldn't watch The Wire with you. I mean, what other shows did we consume together? That's what I really wanted a partner for.
Yeah, I think maybe you didn't know how much
TV you watch alone.
Not only that, what I watch, like I watch a lot of sports, like a lot of sports.
But you also
and
watch,
you don't watch
like
any sports.
drug heists. Like if we
Yes.
go over the amount of TV you've consumed, it's a crazy amount. Plus sports.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want.
You watch a lot of shows. You do, and I'm not judging you.
I know. I'm just
consume a
trying to
lot.
think. I mean, well, during COVID, yeah, I don't leave the house. I don't go out that much. Mm-hmm.
But I
yeah,
just wanted more. Like I wanted you to.
I think I wasn't ready to sacrifice my time to watch something I didn't want to watch.
I
Just
get
like
that.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. But I do think we got through all of Veep. We got through.
Oh yeah, that was a
F-Boy
fun
Island.
run.
We did. I did Bachelor.
Island.
I did F-Boy Island. I did.
that was
morning show. I did
You did the morning show. I will say on your own, and then you rewatched it with me.
a couple episodes.
Yeah. What about marriages? Marriage.
Scenes from a Marriage.
Yeah.
I would get into that.
Wait,
That's
did
a
you
show
watch the
right
second episode?
No.
Oh God, I couldn't do it. I mean,
watched
I talked
it
about
without
this.
me?
I tried to because I was like, listen, I know that by myself I can't get through anything. I need someone there to comment on it and like spark my interest. Did you watch any more of that Mr. Corman?
I tried for 3 minutes and I just couldn't.
I mean, the scenes from a marriage. I liked the first episode, but that oh boy, that
You don't
second
like
episode.
the character, what they did with the woman.
Yeah, I just like feel like women are written to be like complete twats constantly in TV. And I already have a problem with actors and actresses not acting and like scripts that no one talks like that. And I understand it's supposed to be theatrical. It's supposed to suspend disbelief. These people are doing. If we just watch the way people talk, it wouldn't be that interesting. Even though I beg to differ, but like Jessica Chastain's character cheats on him. Spoiler alert. Sorry, it's the second episode. I'm not giving away anything else.
When she kisses the girl or another
No.
time? Oh.
She was having an affair, and that's who she's texting the whole time. Remember, I go, who is she texting? And you were like, it's something work related. No. She was in a relationship. She fell in love with a guy. She tells him about it, and is like, and so I'm leaving. And she's like a bitch to him about it. And I'm like, no one would present it that way. Like
double down on.
yeah, she would be like, I'm so sorry I fell in love with someone else. Like, but she's just like mad at him about it. And maybe she feels like you're the one who pushed me into his arms, but she doesn't present it that way. So it just seems like she's like, clearly whoever wrote this, I'm guessing. Noah, will you look up who wrote Scenes from a Marriage? Because I think it was a man who has a beef with a woman, or a woman that has a beef with a woman. Because if I were Jessica Chastain, I'd go, no, I'm not doing this. And I mean, maybe she doesn't have a choice, but that's my biggest fear is going on a scripted show and having to act like a twat when no one would ever act that way.
I mean, but I do.
And it
I'm not
makes
trying to play
women
devil's
worse.
advocate here, but I think like
Or it
there
makes
are people
men
that
hate
probably
women.
go, hey, I cheated. And before you could even, I'm going to get ahead of it. Before you could tell me that I'm a terrible person, here's the reasons why I did it. And now you have a weaker argument.
the thing is with her though, she is presented as a character that we don't think is capable of being so
mean.
Yeah, like it doesn't fit with her character.
Yeah.
And even, what in White Lotus, what's her name's the Coach Taylor's wife. Connie Britton's character. Just repulsive, repugnant. I just I hated her. And I was just like, this is a character of a nagging, mean wife. There was nothing redeeming about her. And I love Mike White and I love the way he writes, but it just didn't. You can make a woman.
But why do you want a character to be?
Why is he married to her?
Personable.
Why are they married?
Well, she made a lot of money in the show.
Right.
So does this girl. They both have strong jobs.
I don't know. I think you can subtly make someone deplorable without making them just so over the top terrible. And I think, honestly, these kinds of characters of women that are portrayed and written by men reinforce men's hatred of women and women's hatred of themselves. Like it doubles down on what men already think women are, and incels watch it and go, yeah, all women do is fucking complain and cheat on you and then blame you for it. And yeah, it's just it's not good.
And it's if you're a woman and you're successful in what you do, well, then you got to be
then you're
bitch.
Also a bitch. Yeah.
You got to be a bitch to be successful is what it's saying, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Did you find out who wrote it? What's his name? It's
Ingmar Bergman.
Ingmar Bergman's original
who's the
idea,
son of a priest.
But who wrote on this? Who's the writer of this?
Levy.
Now, is
the
that
creator.
a
It's
woman
a man.
or a man?
A man.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying that it's definitely that because it's a man, but I was right, and feels good. Feels good to be right.
Yeah, you're always are.
But I just
never wrong.
I mean, I'm trying to watch. No, I'm wrong all the fucking time. I'm trying to watch Bachelor in Paradise, and now that Kendall and Grocery Store Joe, Grocery Store Joe is with. So the whole thing is I knew this couple, Grocery Store Joe and Kendall. Kendall used to work on my show, Not Safe. She ended up just going on The Bachelor, becoming going pretty far on it. She's just a girl that worked in the art department on TV shows. Ends up going very far. Ends up in the Bachelor franchise world. She goes on Bachelor in Paradise, meets Grocery Store Joe. This is 5 years ago. They end up dating for 2.5, 3 years. Such a cute couple. I meet Grocery Store Joe while I'm doing Dancing with the Stars. Then they send them both to this Bachelor in Paradise because they've since broken up.
Yeah.
Joe lives in Chicago. Kendall lives in LA. He wanted her to move there. She wanted him to move there. They broke up. They were still in love, but they were logistically, this isn't going to work. They go back on the show after having been broken up for a while. And they send old Joe in first. And he falls in love with Serena, who's this adorable 23-year-old girl. She's 35. He's 35. She's 23. They fall in love. She's so cute. She's just
how old's Kendall?
Probably 30 something. At least I would say 30, but maybe 32 at the most.
But yeah, so he falls in love with the new girl.
He falls in love with her, and then Kendall comes in later. The producers planned it perfectly. If they would have brought Joe and Kendall together, they would have fallen in love again. End of story. But instead, Joe falls in love with Serena. Then Kendall comes in, and Kendall's like, Joe, I'm still in love with you. And he's like, I'm with Serena right now. This isn't. And he handled it perfectly. He's such a gentleman, was really respectful of Kendall, also respectful of Serena.
But also, Kendall wouldn't move to Chicago for him.
Right.
He moved to Chicago from L.A. Did you say that? I don't know if you said
He moved to Chicago from. No, he tried LA, didn't like it, moved back to Chicago.
Wanted her to move to start a family and everything. Yeah. And she's like, well, I still want to be in LA.
And I think she was willing to reconsider that. Yeah. That's why she went on the island to have.
But he didn't know that at the time that he was falling in love.
Yeah. And then he's already fallen in love with Serena, and he tells Kendall, I've moved on. I'm sorry. And she's just so sad. She leaves the island, and Joe's talking to the camera, and he's like, if she wanted to reconnect, she should have told me before I came here. And it was oh no, you had if I were Kendall, I'd be so I had a chance.
There was a window,
but I missed it. It just breaks my heart. Everyone's I love Joe and Serena together, and I'm no, I mean, coming from the perspective of a girl who gets back with her ex a lot and has over the years, I'm just no, I don't want the new girl to come in and ruin this love story that just the timing wasn't right. But now they can be together, so I'm I wrote Kendall though on Instagram, was you're the bravest woman in the world, because she'd have to sit there and watch Serena and Joe, the guy she was with for 2.5 years. She has to watch them like make out and dance in the moonlight and tell each other they love each other. Like there was a date that they were on in front of all the people that were like around the rest of the group. It was brutal. Noah, have you ever seen a guy that you were dating like kiss another girl or like move on that had been dating?
I have a friend who's going through that right now, and
we all witness it on Instagram, I guess.
Right, exactly. That's where she was seeing it all on Instagram, and it was like literally the guy broke up with her, and he's already dating some girl, and she's like, they were breaking up and getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, and this time they broke up, and he already had someone else available, so she just going through that. I felt, it was heartbreaking for me to see my friend suffer through that.
You did a really good job, Andrew, of when your last relationship, you like muted, not blocked, but muted, unfollowed, and did not go back and look.
No.
Oh, I wish I was that strong.
It's so much easier for me. I mean,
It
feel
is.
like
I mean, it's the smart thing to do.
These Bachelor shows, they make everything like a small town. Like that's how it is. There's one. If
That's
there's
why it's
one bar,
interesting.
you just see. You're gonna see the person you were dating your best friend because there's no other options.
I feel like this guy that you're talking about, Noah, might be just doing it to get at her because a lot of times there's just like retaliation just seeping out of their embraces that they're putting online. It's like if you need to put your relationship online all the time to be like, I love this person. It's like, what are you really? If this is just between you two, just keep it with you. Why do we all have to see this? You can say that you love the person and put like on their birthday and stuff, but there's other motives here. Yeah,
there could be motive. If you're definitely getting right out of a relationship and you're like, oh my God, it's just so over the top.
Either that new person needs that validation, which means that's unhealthy, or you're trying to get back at your ex, which is also unhealthy. It's just not a good sign if you have to like publicly be like, look at me, I'm like.
How long do you think, depending on how long you're in a relationship, how long can you post on Instagram with another person where you're not a complete piece of shit?
Well, I remember when Chris and I first got together, he didn't want to like post anything about it because he knew that an ex that, he had a Kendall and Joe situation where they just didn't want the same things for their future, but they still loved each other and broke up, and they were broken up for a year or so before we got together. And he was just a little bit like, she hasn't moved on yet. I don't want to like rub it in her face. And I was okay with it. I was like, that's actually like, he's going to do that for me when we break up, I'm going to be taken care of too. And that just like made me feel good, actually, that he actually still thought of.
So how long did he wait? Still waiting?
No, I mean, like it just happened naturally. It wasn't like. Do
you remember the first post he put up of you two?
No, he actually didn't have his social media when we were together. Yeah. So it was more about like.
Telling his family or anything?
No, it wasn't that. He told his family. It was just like he didn't want to. I just remember him being mindful of not having stuff somewhere where his ex could see before she had he felt she had moved on, which, is also a little bit like you can't control other people too. So there's a little bit of that, but I just thought, that's kind of sweet that he even considers someone. Let's get to the news.
Okay, apparently. Here we go.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's Wednesday. And I hope you're having all the swells out there. We sure are here.
Great little day over here.
Nice little day in St. Louis.
It's nice.
A study found that charismatic people have better sex. Additionally, those who rated their partner as having higher levels of charisma were found to have a higher sexual satisfaction.
Okay. Charisma probably means you're like a little bit of a. Wait, they have higher satisfaction?
Yeah, and they I guess they satisfy their partner more as well.
I think people who are charismatic, that's a word that doesn't evoke like desperation. It just means like they're like fun and they like enjoy life, so they're probably getting a lot of enjoyment out of sex too. That makes sense.
I feel like there is a line though between charisma and neediness, like at a party. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that person's so charismatic. They're smiling. Like they could overdo it because they're just so insecure.
Charming connotates like insecurity more than charisma. Charisma, yes. I feel like is genuine, but I could be wrong. What do you feel, Noah?
I agree with you, Nikki. There's something very positive about charisma.
Yeah, charisma. I remember hearing Sarah Silverman say that in a roast joke of Jimmy Kimmel. She's like, "Oh, Jimmy, you're you're as charismatic. She was like the charisma of I forgot what she said, or maybe Amy said that Anthony Jeselnik had the charisma of a Hitler Youth.
Yeah.
Maybe that was when I heard charisma. It was in some roast joke. I love a good word that doesn't alienate everyone. Charisma is not used enough, and I like it.
Yeah.
Charisma Carpenter.
I don't think a lot of
That's
people
someone's
have
name.
good charisma. I think a lot of people are either too, like you said, trying to be too charming, or they're too extroverted and they're like me, and I'm going to have this kind of energy, and it could get confused with charisma.
Have you ever been called a word and you didn't know the meaning of it, and you almost were like, you had to look it up?
Yeah.
How would people describe you think? Like what did they say?
He's, I don't know. Why? I was called during a soccer game one time a slur that wasn't pertained to me, and I didn't know what it meant.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they say?
I can't say that.
Well,
it
can
was
you-
a Spanish slur.
Oh my God!
And
What?
I guess I was Tanner that week or
Whoa.
something. Yeah.
By another player?
Yeah.
Oh my
They're like, nice
God.
try. And I was like, but I'm Jewish. Yeah.
And then
But
they
I guess
corrected it.
yeah. Then I was like, okay, I'll go back to the other
Yeah,
one.
give me the other one. It sounded.
Yeah, I don't
More
know. I
festive.
think people say that I'm personable, that I'm not, that I'm friendly, that I don't know.
That was like a question I
Funny.
asked when I was starting to get to know someone on a dating app. I asked, what are 3 adjectives that you're, write your best friends and ask them 3 adjectives to describe you. And don't say, like, what it's for. And just to be honest. And I wrote Anya, and she knew it was for a guy. So she was like, gazelle-like, sensitive.
Anya's gazelle-like?
No, I am.
Okay.
Gazelle-like, sensitive, and fast-paced, or something like that. It was like that, whip smart. It was really nice.
That is all nice.
Yeah, it was
What
nice.
would be 3 negatives?
Oh, a lot. Opinionated, loud, anxious, know-it-all.
Mine would be lazy,
Selfish.
selfish, or not narcissistic, not thinking of others that live in their house when it comes to recycling, stuff like that.
Well, recycling's thinking about the planet, not so much me.
No, just you. I don't give a shit about the planet.
you
I
don't.
just give a shit about the.
I know. I wish I could inspire you to care about the planet more than, me.
The fear.
Yeah, the
Well, yours came from your fear of your dad initially.
No, initially, no, it didn't. It came from my dad educating me about, like, when you leave a light on, there's a power plant burning somewhere to keep that light on. Like, think about, there's billows of soot going into the atmosphere because this lamp you had to have on in a room where no one was using it. And I was just like, oh, that had me. So now when I leave a light on in a room, I'm like, I picture that, like, smokestack, like, all the things.
Yeah, that's a lot though for just. I get what he was doing there, but that's kind of like telling the kid, if you go down that door, there's a wolf that will chew your head off. Like, it's such a
But what
strong
he's saying is
analogy.
true. It's the wolf analogy is not true. This is true. Their energy.
You're one little light, though. I
but
get it
there's
then
a
if
little,
everyone's doing
there's
the
a
light.
piece of that smoke that is there because of that light. There's molecules of that smoke. Like, I am contributing to that. Like, every little bit counts.
I get that. But I think when
And if you think that, I can just throw this plastic in the garbage because it doesn't matter, which I've done before where I go, I can't find recycling. If everyone does that, then there's plastic in the landfills, and then it bleeds over into the ocean. Like, you can always justify it, but it's this much. Well, millions of people go, it's this much, and then it's.
Agreed.
So it does
Yeah.
matter. And it is a good analogy. But yes, I understand it's kind of fear-based and guilt-based.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. It worked.
I guess it works. Yeah. All right, next story.
No, but I got called
sorry.
Greg Proops, who is has amazing vocabulary, once called me deft. And I truly don't even remember what I looked it up at the time, and I go, he said it in a way that was, you're very deft. You know how he like talks like this? He's like, has anyone told you you're deft? And I was like deft punk. And I didn't know, but it's not daft,
I was
it's
thinking
deft.
deft.
What do you think it means? Because I forget.
I feel
But it was a compliment, I know that.
Oh, I was thinking deft is like you don't listen. Like, because of
Yeah, I
the
would've
word
thought
deaf. Like, you're deaf to this
Well,
conversation.
I would never
like,
think that was part of it. Was deaf is DEAF, deft is DEFT. So I don't think they would be from the same. What does it mean, Noah? You put a penny in your fucking shoe?
Neatly, skillful, and quick in one's movements.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, I could see that.
Neat is not an adjective I would use to describe myself. And then I also Dave Attell, the first time I ever met him, called me defensive, and I didn't know what it meant. You're so defensive, and I was just like, I don't know what that means. No, I'm not. And
Which is exactly what it is.
I had no idea.
mean,
And my
that's
friend
amazing.
Catherine was like, Nikki, you don't know what defensive means? And I'd never played sports.
That was your
When people were like,
embarrassment move.
defense. I mean, I probably could have gotten there, but I was 25 and I didn't know what defensive meant. I was so, like, where I am now in terms of, like, emotional development is so, like, far beyond what I was capable of at the age of 25. No, I wasn't 25. I was 20. It was 2005, so I was 21. Just had no fucking clue about anything. So don't lose hope on anyone in your life to not be able to, like, become more emotionally evolved or self-reflective. I still have a lot of work to do, but to not know what defensive meant in 2005, it's
Very
humiliating,
deaf
but
to
it's
you.
true.
Yeah.
It's not, actually.
Fell on
actually
deaf
not.
ears. Huh? Deaf store?
Okay, next story. Def
Le-
Jam. Def Ham Drip. Def Jam Drip.
Leaked documents reveal that Amazon. Oh, do you know about Amazon's Astro? Have you seen this? So it's like a Roomba, but it has like a screen that
I'm
like
listening.
sees faces and like essentially it'll be even more your friend than a Roomba, but it doesn't clean it. Like, well, you know, maybe tell stories to your kids or like it will like identify like certain behaviors.
called Astro?
Yeah, it's called the Astro. And people are saying it's
Oh,
not
it's
as
so
great as it.
cute.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It looks like Wall-E.
But that's how it takes all your information and ruins your life because
Well,
it's so
yeah.
adorable.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be okay with that thing turning on me and murdering me. It looks like that. It's so It's so cute. It looks like a little black cat. It looks like Buzzy. It looks like your cat, Noah. Wait, so hold on. Are you gonna play a video or something? What does it talk?
So people are saying it's just a camera on wheels. Like it's not that
I'll take
impressive. Engineers who worked on Astro say it's fragile and prone to self-destruction. Aren't we all? Astro is terrible and will almost certainly throw itself down a flight of stairs
Cute.
if presented the opportunity
Sounds like
or
you need-
becomes pregnant. That's what it says. It's weird.
I love how you tried to get that joke in before I started talking, and it's a good one, so I'm glad you did. I love my Roomba so fucking much, and I just realized I haven't like spent any time with Roomba in a while, and I feel like bad. And also, Luigi, I love you too, but Roomba, I mean, I cannot believe how much I love that thing.
But
And
you
how
don't think a camera in your house at all times? I mean, I guess
Studying
if
your
it's just you,
behaviors.
but if
No, I don't want that. And that's why when I do the clear at the airport, so you can bypass the security, I didn't do the eye thing. Like, there's a way for them to do the eyes, and there's a way to do the finger, and I go, no eyes. And they're always like, why not eyes? Just do eyes. And I'm like, no. I want
Whoa,
one thing.
I did eyes.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
they already have our eyes. They have everything. One more, there's cameras fucking everywhere. There's
But that would
nothing
go back to your thing, though, like a little bit more that they know. Like, it adds up, like, over time. Like,
But at this point, their technology
Yeah.
is so advanced that they can get my eyes without me knowing it. Like,
yeah, they're online.
We
everywhere.
don't have to invite these things in our homes anymore. They have it all. Like, it's.
That's a good point.
But that's not to say that I don't try to have security in my life and privacy and not. No, that's actually not true. I don't. I'm exposed. I could be.
Literally, all it is like there was
Tracked easily.
in the video. They're like, you can
you
have
use a
it, go
credit
get a
card.
drink for you, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, you're paying $1,000 for one to get a Bud Light for you. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool when
I
a
mean,
dog
I will
does
say
it for
that
you, but
I feel ridiculous when I do it, but when I go, "Hey Siri,
yeah.
hey Siri," usually she says yes, but "Hey Siri, where are you?" She says Swifty. She always thinks I'm saying, "How are you?" I go, "Where are you?" But sometimes I'm able to find her by saying, like, will
Did
you
you train her to call you a Swiftie? What the
Yeah,
hell
because
is
for a
that?
while she was calling me Blythe. I don't know why, but I sat on my phone weird and she goes, "Okay, Nikki, from now on, I'll call you Blythe."
Oh, you're Blythe?
And it was happening forever.
No, I kept seeing Blythe around the house on
yes,
things.
that's me, but now I'm Swiftie.
I thought. Oh,
Now I like want her to call me a Swiftie.
I thought Blythe was like some character.
No. This was literally 5 years ago. I sat on the phone in a weird way, and all of a sudden, Siri was just like, "Thanks, Nikki. From now on, I'll call you Blythe." And I was like, "That's so funny. What the fuck did she hear?" So yeah,
Like, Blythe is such a funny name.
I love
It's like
that
an
I
arrested-
can.
Yeah.
When I lose my phone, I can go, "Hey Siri, where are you?" Hey Siri, don't do that. Don't, no, not now. But like I can find
My
her.
favorite thing with Siri is like the song thing. Like, what song is this?
What really?
Yeah.
Shazam.
Oh, is that what that is?
I always press Shazam.
Oh no, you can just do it on your phone.
Really?
Hey, phone, what song is this? And it'll just, I don't know.
Really? Can you just sing into it?
No, it's got to be playing in the background. These are the things like it's like the Tesla having the fart app. I was like, that's.
Oh
the
my God. One time
that's-
we got into a Tesla in an Uber, and we know from Kyle Dunnigan's car, he's the same one that did the joke about the nickel. You're good to go. He had a Tesla first of all of our friends, and we got him one day. He was like, "Check out this fart app," and it just like you can make any seat fart in the whole Tesla. And we got into an Uber, I think a month ago, had to do a show. And I just don't, I'm doing my makeup, I'm thinking about the show, and Andrew's like, "Can you make it fart?" And I just go, no, he can't. And he's like, "Every Tesla can make it fart. And if they tell you they can't, they're lying."
Sounds like a woman.
It's true. Oh my
No,
God.
I never fart. And then 6 months you're on the Tesla, and they're like, and they're like, "Was that you?" No, that was you.
You're like, we're in a Ford Focus.
Brenna farted in front of me. I don't think I brought it up on the podcast.
I mean, I was going to bring it up, but then I go, she probably doesn't want people
Oh
knowing
yeah,
that.
just 9 times. I ran out of songs. I kept playing songs to cover up the noise, and then I kind of
Siri,
ran
what
out.
song is this?
Dude, oh my God, I
Bloodhound
didn't tell you
Gang.
this. I had sex, and
Good job, dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
I was orgasming, and I got a cramp
Oh.
in my hamstring
Ham
at the
grip.
same time. So
Ooh, so you were screaming and screaming.
yes, it was wild.
Like, what did it sound like?
Oh, that feel. Ow, 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 ow. All right, I guess.
What position were you in? Why did this happen?
I had my legs around my ears. No, it was doggy style, and I guess my knees were bent, and I could feel, when a cramp, it will only, like a foot cramp, that if you keep holding, it's just going to keep
It's going to get worse and worse. You got to move it.
But you can't move it because I'm about to have an orgasm
Ooh, boy.
through sex, which doesn't happen that often with me, you know?
yeah.
And so I was so excited. And it literally the cramp got as bad as possible, and the orgasm was as good as at the exact same time.
Oh, God.
It was awesome. It was intense. Like the
How-
worst pain and the best happiness.
Are you able to have, so you are able to orgasm during sex?
More oral than,
Okay. Well, that's good.
yeah.
I'm usually like, I start oral and then I can never get them to finish.
Have you
that
ever
way.
cramped while having
No,
sex?
no, never.
Why do you say
What about
it like
your
it's
foot?
so weird?
Do you ever get
No,
a foot
I mean-
cramp?
Or your hip?
I've gotten like pain, like muscle pains where it's
Yeah.
like, ow, this position is like really not good. And like, it hurts so much. I need to be very focused and have no other pain happening. Like I need to like think about my vagina and like only feel there to get anything going. So any kind of other distraction
Gotcha.
is going to throw me.
That
Like
makes
my
sense.
hair, like if a piece of hair then I'm out.
I told you I went.
Let's start over.
I pulled Brenna's hair, but for some reason I just pulled.
Oh, I don't even want to hear about it. Like one
6 of
strand.
them.
Oh, ba.
I don't know why.
Me no like. Okay, let's take a quick break and we'll come back with Why Do I Care?
Why do I
right.
care?
Why do I care?
Yeah, never know. All right, a bunch of cringy texts between Elizabeth Holmes and her ex.
Elizabeth Holmes, that one?
Yes.
The one who talked like this and learned that men will do anything you want if you just take on a lower voice and still have the appeal of a hot woman physically, but you have a lower voice so men respect you more?
That's her.
Okay,
Were you
what
written
happened?
by a man, Elizabeth Holmes?
What?
Were you written by a man?
How dare you say that? I was not written by a man. I'm hungry and I'm a bitch and I wear jewelry and love shoes.
Astro? Are you the Astro Amazon?
Okay, what did Elizabeth Holmes do?
So Elizabeth Holmes and her boyfriend, so all their texts
Yeah.
got released over the fraud trial. So you would think all their text regarding Theranos would be released, but like all her personal stuff.
That seems to be a little bit of an intrusion.
You would
I would
think.
think.
Yeah.
I'm literally trying to go as low as I can. It's still not as low as Elizabeth Holmes.
It's still not as low as Elizabeth.
She's
That's
like
too low.
down here. Like it's
down
almost
here.
like down here. Okay, so what did the text say?
Would I be hotter if I had a lower register like this?
Well, when you go like this, it's not hotter. But if you just talked like that, maybe.
If I just talk like that, would that be hotter?
No, because you sound stupid. Because you're going. Duh, 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 duh.
So not that many texts like that I saw was like that. But here's one from Elizabeth Holmes to you're gonna love the response. So she writes, "You are the breeze in desert for me.
You are the breeze in desert for me.
My water
My water
and ocean.
and ocean.
Meant to be only together, tiger."
Meant to be only together, tiger.
And the guy just writes back, "Okay."
Brutal. Wait, is she still with this guy?
No, I think they're broken
First
up.
of all, they are.
He's like a COO of some company. You know, he's like very.
Oh my god.
Sterile.
I feel so bad for this woman who lied to
Millions
everyone.
of people stole money and ruined families.
Oh my god. He just wrote okay back to you are my ocean in the desert.
I
and
love
the,
that he just wrote okay.
And I
It's
like that.
so
She,
funny.
by
to
the
me.
way, each of these things are like separate texts. So she first writes, "You are the breeze in the desert for me," and then another space. She probably waited. I love to see the timestamps on these.
I feel like it's all together like a poem almost.
My water and ocean. What is the last one?
Meant to be
together.
only together.
Only
tiger.
together, tiger. This bitch cannot write though. Like
she writes like a computer, like an astro.
yeah, she
like-
really does. There's no comma. Like I mean, that is the perfect response to this because what the fuck is any of that? Even like,
I like that this was his last straw. Like he was
this
like,
poor this woman who just like is a robot is like trying to. It's like she's a bot that was taught to like write a poem. Bot.
it's kind of love on the spectrum-ish.
Yeah. Yep. In which she might be a little spectrumy. I could see that.
Yeah,
There's no doubt that she's brilliant. I
Yeah.
mean, she just used her brilliance for kind of evil, and I think she probably thinks she didn't. She's not wrong.
I mean, what sucks is she really was trying to do a great.
I know,
thing.
because she was scared of blood and needles.
and just making it affordable because blood tests are like $9 million fucking dollars.
I know, but it's like when you are running for class president, you're like, we're gonna have vending machines in every classroom,
Yeah.
and guess what? We're gonna have recess 3 times a day, and no more gym unless you want to.
But
Like,
politicians do that all the time and they get away with it
yeah, I know. So, but when a woman does it,
in a
It's-
voice like this.
yeah, it seems a little bit. That is the fascination behind her. I doubt that would be quite a story unless she was a woman. Which
Yeah.
I'm not saying like it's only because she's a woman that we're prosecuting her, but like I don't think there would have been a documentary made. Speaking of documentaries, there's a new Britney series.
Britney
out.
versus Spears.
I love the name of it.
Very smart.
It's a great name
Isn't there 2 more?
because
2
her middle name is
documentaries?
Versus. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's French for alligator.
I thought it was Britney Victoria's Secret Spears. Alligator.
She's from the bayou down there.
Oh yeah, she's. Oh no, come no, you know,
Come on back down, yeah. She's from Slidell, I think.
All right, well, let's get to our wild card segment, Wild Card Wednesday. What's it going to be this week? It's we're playing the Blankest Thing, and this week's Blankest is
Horniest.
the horniest thing we've
horniest.
ever done. Andrew, this was your brainchild.
Yeah. I would say the horniest thing I ever did. It was based off horny and love, so I guess, but there's 2, and it's over my girlfriend in college. One time I was drinking in New Orleans and I blew
I like how you go is based on horniness and love, but alcohol did not play a part in it. But yeah, horniness, love, and alcohol.
Well,
which is a
she
new
wasn't
single.
answering my texts. Your boy was horned up, also very jealous. I drove and my tire popped.
Oh my god!
And I kept driving over to her place with sparks coming from my wheel, drunk, like a fucking idiot. and just because your boy was horned up. Well, and I probably couldn't even gotten hard because I was so drunk. I know it sounds bad to say that I was drinking and driving, but it's New Orleans. If you're not drunk, you're not driving. That's what they say. That's a bumper sticker actually that no one could read because they're drunk. But there's drive-through daiquiri stands in New Orleans.
It's insane.
And it's not an
parents used to
open
go to the
container unless you put the straw in. Like as long as you keep the straw out.
Oh, because you can't possibly drink it without a
No.
straw. It would spill all over. And drunks don't like to spill.
And then the other time is when I drove for the same girl. Remember, I drove an hour and 20 minutes to her parents' house.
That to me was the horniest thing you've ever done. I mean, you've done a lot of horny things.
I guess this is more desperate than horny, but and I
yeah.
drove and she lived in a private development and I showed up and you could almost hear the disdain from just the guy at the gate being like, "You're making the wrong decision. Turn back." And I was like, "Just let me in."
Gate?
Yeah, like they had like a private development.
yeah.
Like
Wow.
even that guy was like, I could tell by her voice, like she doesn't want this. And I show up and I knock. And I'm like, "I'm here." Like it's the Notebook. And she's like, "Why don't you?"
How far did you drive?
Just like an hour 45 minutes.
And her parents were there, right?
Yeah,
And you had to
makes it way worse.
and she definitely was like, "Oh God, why is he here?" Like
Disgusting.
probably said all that stuff before you actually pulled up to the house, when you were at the gate.
And I was hammered and I had no tires, so it was weird.
Oh my!
No. It was bad. It was bad, and I just remember how awkward. She let me in, and I was just like, "Oh, this isn't going." You ever do like a romantic gesture, and it's just like, once it backfires, you should leave. I should have left, but I drove so far that it would have been almost weird. Weirder to get back in.
So you stayed the night?
Yeah. Or I might
Did
have
it
left
work out?
later.
Did she get back together with you?
Not that night, but I think we got back together after that. We probably broke up and got back together maybe 10 times throughout college.
Yeah. I mean,
Why?
it's
What's your
classic.
horniest move?
I mean, probably just I only get horny when I'm having sex. There's been times I'm horny before having sex, but it's because it's I know he's coming over or something. So then I don't really have to do anything. I don't get horny before sex is imminent. If that makes sense.
But you've driven through. Have you ever driven through the night to have sex or done
No.
anything?
I mean, I've definitely, but that to me isn't horny. That there's,
Yeah.
I think of all the things I've done for guys that have been embarrassing, and it wasn't about me wanting a dick inside me and I want to come so bad. It was about I want a boyfriend so bad, or I want this guy that doesn't love me and never will I want the impossible. But I think the horniest thing I've ever done was, I mean, I've done disgusting things because it's just fun, but I guess, I mean,
Do you want me to tell you
I've
mine
talked-
first?
yeah, please.
Because
I'm just trying to pick which one I want to say. Yeah.
This is I have never. This is one of my deepest, darkest secrets, and it's the only thing that came to my head. So I used to be super I used to watch a lot of porn. I used to masturbate all the time. I was it was kind of a problem, and I was very
How
very
old were you?
horny. This is I mean I started watching porn when I was 8, and I started masturbating when I was very young. But this is in my 20s, and okay, so I didn't have I think my dildo I had just used it too much. I was sick of it, but I was so horny. And the thing that I found to use that I was just okay, I got to see what this feels like. I was about to take pole dancing lessons, and I had ordered a pair of lucite heels that were stacked lucite balls. It's this. It was
Oh, yeah, I
almost
know what you're saying. They almost look like anal beads.
Yes,
But
exactly.
the heel is like balls.
Exactly. So it kind of looked like an anal
You healed
toy.
yourself.
And I was just okay, I'm really attracted to this heel. I really want to see what this feels like. And that is the horniest thing I've ever done in
Did you
my
wear
life.
them after you washed it off?
Yeah, I mean, I wore them to class.
Oh my god.
Did you slip in them?
And you took a pole dancing class?
Yeah, I did that.
That's horny too.
That is how people end up in the ER.
I
They're
know.
this girl has a size 7 pump inside her. It's what?
That's so true.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. That's awesome, Noah.
That is awesome.
I guess me fucking jets as a kid is more horny than what my
yeah,
stories
the
were.
weird things you have sex with.
Yeah.
I mean,
What was the weirdest thing you put inside of your puss?
Oh my God. I mean, I would say a gummy worm.
Gummy worm.
But that
Yeah.
was like, that wasn't out of horniness. That was a joke.
But that was out of me just trying to be like I was horny for like doing weird stuff. I mean, like, I think I've just like done, when that's what I talk about on stage. Like, I love being horny because it's like the only way I can feel drunk anymore. Because when you get horny, you just do dumb stuff. Like
Yes.
we're talking about, like, I don't drink anymore, so I can't get to that point where I feel like I can do crazy stuff that I can be like, I was drunk. But like, if I get like turned on enough, I'm just like, sometimes I'll, be fooling around and be like, if you had friends waiting outside this door, I would 100% let random people come in here and fuck me. But then when I'm not horny, and the idea of that happening, because I've always said to like the person that I sometimes fool around with, like, yes, we talk about gangbangs and stuff like that. Please never, just know that like I need to demand it, and it has to be, you need to make me come like at least 3 times before I'm even entertaining that like idea. So you might book a gangbang and that might not happen because you got to let these guys know.
Yeah.
If this ever happens, like, it's not going to happen. But
It's
if
like
it ever
Dr.
happens,
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like when you're,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, like something overcomes me and I'm just like, and then I just start saying things that are like truly absurd that when I get out of it, I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm like a proper woman that would never do that. So I've said some things in my horny state that I like have felt very like, hey, can we talk about what I said? Like, I don't really want you to do that, right? And I'm like, but kind of like, if I ever get to that point again, I actually did want it in that moment. I'd be okay with it. But like, that's why I'm so impressed by porn stars that can agree to these crazy things. I know they're doing it for a job, but even like people that in the kink community can agree to these wild kind of kinky things that at some point they had to do for the first time. Like maybe after you've done it a while, it's not so scary. But like the first time walking into a dungeon when you get out of your Prius and you're like, beep, beep, and you're like, are like, checking
At
your
like
phone.
2 p.m.
Like that, I am not in the mood to do that. But as soon as I get horned up, I'm going to be. But men, I feel like can get that horny before they enter. Like to get that horny for me, I need a lot of foreplay.
Well, I guess you could equate it to getting on stage and making people laugh when you're in a very sad state. And then once you get on stage, you make it happen. So maybe you could get a gangbang during the day when you're not horny. You just have to go for it.
Yeah, I just have to like know what to do to get myself to that place. But I also should always, that's what I like about the, people who are really open sexually in the kink community is that there are good boundaries so that if someone's booked for a gangbang and you're just like, I'm not feeling it, they're not going to go, well, I had to cancel all these. Like, if you're not feeling, then it's not happening. Like it's people can change their mind at any time.
I didn't go to my son's recital for this.
And I feel oftentimes when you're with guys and you agree to do something sexually, or you've talked about like, oh my God, like let's say you're in a long distance thing, you've never met the person and you're like having phone sex and you're like, God, when I meet you, I'm going to like fucking blow you and we're going to fuck. And then you finally meet up and you're like, I don't want to do that, but I already promised him. And so then you do the things. I mean, I've been in that situation before in long distance things where then when we finally meet and I'm like, I said I was going to do a lot of stuff, and now I feel like I have to do it. But the truth is, you never have to do it.
I'm sure it happens so much with how much dating online, especially during COVID. Like,
and the
there's so
horny
much,
things you say in texts.
Yeah, when you're actually horny. Like the thing
I did a
is
pretty horny
like
thing the other night.
you could text someone when you're extremely horny. Like you said, like
I have a great tip
what
for
happened?
girls.
Yeah.
To send to their guy. If you ever have a guy that talks about you being with another woman, and you're kind of like, I don't know about that. Find a full-length mirror and take a picture and make sure one side of your head is like a different hairstyle than this side that's going to be reflected in the mirror. Put your boob up with the reflection boob naked, and it looks like you're pressing boobs with someone who looks a lot like you but has longer hair, and then you can't see. If you take it like this, you can't see. It looks like I had a ponytail, right? So from this angle, it looked like Nikki was with a girl. The reflection was this and had long hair. So it looked like I was with a girl with long hair. I had a ponytail that looks like me, and we were about to like make out. I sent it to someone and he was like, I dropped my phone. I literally thought you were with another girl. It took me like 3 seconds to process what I was seeing. And he was like, it was the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was just me bored in my hotel room being like, what kind of picture can I take? And I was able to really, it even looked like it to me. It made me go, oh, this actually would be kind of a cool thing.
I should do that and like shave half my beard and be like, yeah.
Honestly, you could do it. It's really, it's a fun little trick. And I swear to God, I never would have thought it looked so convincing. But you got to keep wiping down the mirror so you don't fog up your twin's image.
Well,
Final thought.
I think like so many, like you were saying, like so many guys get in trouble because they text when they're insanely horny. So when you see a text like, I want to eat your butthole and your skin and all this, it's
Oh
like,
my God.
they just have a lot of.
I have been tricked by that, where guys like to
think
promise
you
you
really
a lot
like
of
them.
things
Yeah.
when they're so horny, or they're on Ambien, and then or they're drunk, and then you are left to believe that maybe this person misspelled a couple things, but maybe they're like Elizabeth Holmes and they just really think I'm the breeze of the desert and Tiger, be together forever, Tiger.
No, but that person in that mindset is the same as when you're horned up and asking for a gangbang.
Right.
That's the same mindset. So you got to be able to.
No, I know that now.
Yeah.
But before, when it's just via text and the person isn't telling me, like, I think they're at work because it's during the day and they're saying, because sometimes guys will not just say horny things, they'll say like really like loving things, because maybe that's what they get like when they're horny. They get really like, I want to fucking hold your hand and go look at birds in the park with you, and like I want to go shopping. Like I've had guys like talk about relationships, but they're just horny.
Yeah. I think they're either.
And I get
there's got to be a
excited.
text that maybe a different colored text when a guy still hasn't.
Oh, if a guy's text is the green bubble, you go, I can't date you because you have an Android. And also, you're horny right
you're
now.
horned up, or like some kind of emoji that a guy has to write before to let you know where his brain's at, which you already could probably.
The thing is, they're not going to do that because when you're drunk or horny, you don't really. You're so stupid. You
So
don't even
dumb.
know to tell someone that you are. You know,
It's like the Chris Rock bit. He's like, I got caught with porn by my wife, and he's like, you know where the video was? In the VCR. Like, I mean, obviously that shows how old that joke is, but like that's where your brain is. It's not here. You're in another world.
men when they get horny are so fucking stupid. It's like, it really is. There's like I love it though. It makes them so vulnerable and cute to me. Like there's something
And
that makes
easily
me.
manipulated.
Yeah, I mean that's where women can actually take back some of the power, is just making sure men are horny, and then we can kind of trick them into just, you know, driving their Yaris's down an embankment because you know, like there's
Yeah.
like whatever the story the other day, that couple that was fucking, they were just horny and not thinking
Yeah.
straight, because you just don't.
And they bought a Yaris.
Yeah. That's how they get you. Yeah, there's just I don't know. But the things I'm able to do in bed, like sexually, that I never thought I'd be able to do, and like even, you know, my exploration of other holes has all been based upon the fact that I was horny enough to go, okay, let's do something wild that's like, whoa, what are we doing? And it's like, oh, well, actually, that felt really good. Let's do that again next time if we get that horny. But it's really fun sometimes when you get super
That's how like
horned up and you just do something that you both are like, oh, should we talk about it?
I love that paragraph, 'cause it just sounds like how someone found America. They're like you know what I mean? Like how you sound. You're like, how I found new holes.
Yes.
I took a chance and I.
Yeah, because you just get stupid. You get brave. You get liquid courage.
Yeah.
You get like juiced up down there, and then you get that,
Or
that pussy juice
Spain's
courage.
gonna give you a bunch of gold.
Yeah, you get that. Yeah, you get you get in. You'll just go to so many extreme lengths, and sometimes when you do extreme things, obviously being horny has led people to make bad decisions that have led to pregnancies and diseases. And
Or a guy riding a BMX bike and doing 3 flips because a girl's in the crowd and he
Yes.
wants to get laid.
Or like a guy revving his engine and like plowing through an intersection and killing a family of 4. Like that's because a guy was like, either his balls were full and he was just like angry, couldn't come, or like he was on his way to go fuck someone. Like so much destruction has been caused by guys being horny. But I think that there probably has inspired people to take chances they didn't think that they would take.
Edison probably was just horny, and that's why he
mean,
did like 1,000 inventions.
I've like DM'd people that I was like, why would you think that person? Like, I've taken risks in terms of that, of like, or just, I mean, I guess I haven't taken career risks in horniness, but outfit choices. Sometimes I'm like,
played
oh, I'm feeling
pickleball
kind of
once.
slutty. I'll wear this. Yeah, I played.
You played pickleball.
That's
kind
funny.
Of.
Yeah, because that's what. Yeah, that's so true. Like playing new sports. Whenever you ask me to play golf, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to fuck you. I would never go play golf with you.
But I think you'd
Talking
like
about-
it. I think you would like it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure I would enjoy it, but again, I'm sure you would enjoy Bachelor in Paradise. But there's other things you'd rather watch.
Yeah,
there's
I
other
watched
things
one
I'd rather
episode.
do.
You could hit 9 balls.
I mean, I've watched you
Yeah.
play golf.
While filming other guys and
Yeah.
making a TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a little meat market down there. I cannot believe how many hot guys were there just like hitting balls into the night because they're horny.
Yeah, probably.
Do you think of the guys, or do you play golf better when you're horny?
No.
Or do you need to have your,
I guess I could equate horniness to also if I drink too much caffeine. It's kind of a similar feeling.
but why do guys save their stock if they're like, before a game? Like they don't want to come. Because it inspires them. That's why.
Yes.
Some like athletes do not come because they're like, it gives me motivation to want to be better and do
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Huh. It all comes back around.
It's like being quiet for like people that do the silent retreats. So then when you can talk, it's like that much better.
I don't think that's why they do it.
I don't either.
But I do think that's a thing. But I don't think they go, oh, I can't wait till it's fun to talk.
This was a good show.
It was it? Do you have to say it's a good show if it was a good show? Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Don't be cut there. And
Jack Johnson.